Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. Well, the time has come, we gotta discuss this. We gotta discuss the possibility of the big man right here, BROLY. Now, I'm gonna go into a lot of my thoughts throughout the video and stuff like that. I'll explain things in depth. I would say I'm not the biggest fan of BROLY being a Carnival or Dokkan Fest LR in this celebration. I am not really like super high on that because I think I mentioned this before, actually, in terms of BoJack, right? I think that a dual Dokkan Fest for like a lesser hype villain can work paired with another character, right? Like Demon King Piccolo, I mean, he's definitely a major like villain and stuff like that, but I mean, he would be carried from the other half of the dual Dokkan Fest, Kid Goku, right? Who's, you know, one of the most iconic images of Dragon Ball would be Kid Goku, right? I think BoJack could be like a Dokkan Fest LR or a Carnival LR because he's paired with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Hirudegarn could be one because he's paired with Dragon Fist, right? Like, you guys see what I'm saying? BROLY's pairing, which is just Goten and Trunks. No offense to Goten and Trunks fans, but these are not on the level of the other characters I previously mentioned. They're not. I do think Goten and Trunks that would fuse in a Gotenks, Dokkan Fest LR Carnival. Yep, that's on the money. That's fine. But like just like Goten and Trunks, right? Now I don't think that part 2 is going to be a dual Dokkan Fest celebration of BROLY and Trunks and Goten, right? That's also not what I'm saying, but I mean, we have 4 LR slots, 4 summonable LR slots, and we already know 2 are from the first Broly movie. We have Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, and then we have Broly. Great picks, right? Nothing wrong with that, right? We've got the Super Saiyan Goku right there. This probably is better than just a standalone Super Saiyan Goku, because obviously this makes it much easier. You know, we potentially are going to have a wave of EZA Super Saiyan Gokus coming, right? With Int LR Namek Goku, and then the Tech Carnival Super Saiyan Goku as well. I mean, those guys, Namek Goku could be at almost any time. It's difficult for me to just say any time, because, like, do I think Namek Goku is going to be, like, an EZA for, like, the October celebration? Probably not, right? Like, maybe, like, Frieza and Goku could be, like, kind of like an EX part, like, EZA for the worldwide or something like that. Like, that would make sense, even though it doesn't really fit the theme. It's still like, you know, worldwide download celebration characters getting an EZA from the worldwide download celebration, like, you know, like it would make sense. Tech Carnival Goku probably not for a while, but that's going to be good like that. So the point is, we have 2 additional LR slots, and then we've got the 2 movies. I've seen a lot of people say that they think we could see 2 super class LRs. So we could get, you know, kind of essentially like a remake of this, which, by the way, this does need a remake, by the way. Look at the Family Kamehameha. Like this, right? Like this is not like the animation, like this was solid back in 2019, like solid or okay back in 2019 when it came out. I mean, these guys, Broly's animations are 75 million times better than these guys' animations, right? I mean, dude, like their, you know, animations are just, you know, 2016 Kamehamehas. Really is kind of crazy that they dropped a Dokkan Fest LR and like that's one of their animations, right? Compare that to nowadays, dude. Could you imagine how mad people would be if like an LR came out and this was their 12 key nowadays? People would be infuriated, man. So people have said maybe we'll see this as one LR and this as the other LR. I don't know. Now, if you want to know what I think is going to happen, now I will just outright say here, I do not know any characters coming in the celebration. Like, I'll just outright say this. I don't know. I would guess that part 2 would probably be 2 LRs from the second Broly movie. That's my guess. So again, probably a remake of this, and then I think probably another Broly in part 2. I don't know what type of Broly it'll be, and this is exactly why people have you know, potentially, you know, approached the topic of Bio Broly being one of the LRs. Now, if he was one of the LRs, is this all of a sudden the worst celebration in Dokkan history or anything like that? No. I would also say 2024 to me, I don't want to say it's already 100% locked in as the best year in Dokkan history, but it's like 99% locked in, right? Like the amount of falling off they'd have to do in October, November, December would be insane for it not to be the best year in Dokkan history. Like, it's not going to happen. It's going to be the best year in Dokkan history. They could get away with BROLY as an LR, and it would be fine. I mean, you could look at the Cooler celebration. Now, I think Metal Cooler is a lot cooler than BROLY, just straight up, right? Like, I mean, I don't hate BROLY. You get a lot of people who are like, oh my god, BROLY. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a definitely a blob monster. Definitely a stupid idea. I mean, he starts out as kind of like regular Broly at the start, but then quickly turns into the blob man, swamp thing right here. One of my biggest issues, though, is this. When we look at his categories and links, it's not too good. Now, he's got, 6 links? So, I mean, we could just add one more to this. He obviously Shattering Limit would be Fierce Battle, and then he could just get Legendary Power, and that would be his 7. But if they really wanted to do right by us, they would give both Brolys, or if, BROLY potentially gets a character, they would give them both Big Bad Bosses. Because it looks to me as though Movie Bosses is going to end up being kind of like a prevailing team coming out of this celebration. Because if we look at LR Turles as a Movie Bosses EZA, and remember, they literally just snuck in Cell Max just before the celebration started, right? So now it seems to me like they're setting up Movie Bosses as kind of like the thing. Maybe we could potentially see some other like non-Broly movie Bosses EZA or something like that. Like maybe, I don't know, STR Bojack could still EZA during the celebration or something. We'll see. But I think the hope is that Big Bad Boss or Movie Bosses can come out of the celebration on the other side as like a dominant force. I mean, if we got DBZ Broly and BROLY, it would work. It would work especially if they have Big Bad. Now, if they have Big Bad Bosses, that's where things can start to get really, really interesting. The other thing, too, is I guess there's no way BROLY is going to be a Dokkan Fest, right? Like, what? He only has 3 categories, which a lot of these major units these days have 3 categories as part of their leader skill. But then you would need other categories for, like, the 200%, right? Here, let's just look at, what's the last 200% leader global god? It's going to be Tech UI? No, it's Topo. So, like, Topo's got special pose tournament participants, but then he's also got these 3 categories for the extra 30% stats, right? Or actually, yeah, no, Tech UI Goku is a better example, because we have the 3 categories, bam, bam, bam. So he's got 2 really good categories, and then 1 category that falls a little bit more into, like, a niche category. And then he's got the 3 extra 200% spots. Now, part 1, right? The superclass character, Goku, Gohan, and Trunks is a Dokkan Fest. And then the villain is a carnival. Now, we saw the last time they did a celebration that seemed to be formatted this way was the Cooler movie celebration. I mean, Goku was the carnival in part 1. Cooler was the Dokkan Fest. But then in part 2, they swapped it. They reversed it. So, like, I could see the same thing happening here, where the part 2 villain is going to end up being a Dokkan Fest. So, but, like, what are they going to do with BROLY? They could just do, like, I mean, Master Roshi does give a category 200%, but to be fair, it's a category he himself is not even on, Peppy Gals. I mean, I guess they could give him, yeah, like, outside of them giving BROLY a new, like, making a new category for BROLY, or I guess, like, based off of his intro or something like that, they could get him on something like Transformation Boost or Giant. He does kind of have, oh yeah, I guess we would need to get Giant BROLY at some point. we still need Giant BROLY, of course, guys. Giant BROLY. That would be kind of, I kind of, A part of me does kind of want to see BROLY be a Dokkan Fest LR, because I do think that the community would be hilarious. I think it would be so funny. It would be so funny to watch BROLY get a Dokkan Fest. I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for it. I don't think it's going to happen, right? Again, my official picks, you know, obviously we know what part 1 is. For part 2, I'd say something like a Gohan, Goten, and Goku, or like a Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, or something like that, with Goku as the active skill. Something like that. And then part 2, I think it's just going to be another DBZ Broly. Maybe he'll be start of turn Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Yeah, probably start of turn Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I know people would complain because, oh my god, we got all these EZAs coming out and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't really think it's a big deal if Super EZA STR Broly isn't the craziest. Although, to be fair, one reason I like Super EZAs, I mentioned this before, a lot of people like it because, oh, damn, you know, the super old character is usable now, which is cool. It's for sure, for sure. But I like that they use it to fill out the roster of teams. That's because you look at what Super EZA Goku Black and Kid Buu and Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, how huge they were for their respective teams. Like, that's what I want from Super EZAs. And that's a major reason why I was not really bothered by no Super EZA for Tanabata. Tanabata didn't need one. Roshi definitely needed one for Dragon Ball Saga. And, you know, whatever they do with Broly here certainly could use it. But that will probably be my guess, is that we've got Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, base Broly, I think maybe like a Gohan, Goten, and Trunks, and then Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, start a turn, is what we'll get. Because the last Legendary Super Saiyan Broly we did get to was in 2021, right? Yeah, this guy right there. This guy's 2015, this guy's 2016, this guy's 2017, and then 2021. So it's like we haven't really, you know, they did a lot of these at the start, but then after, you know, the first 3 years, you know, they did cool it on Broly a little bit. We did get the tech one who transforms, but they went away from Broly for a long time, and now he's kind of getting his respect. So let me know what you guys think if Broly is going to be here. I do think that, I mean, they could certainly make it not very good if he is a Dokkan Fest. I do think it could be fire, though. A dirty little secret that most people won't really acknowledge or discuss is that while it does matter who the character is, no matter what, if the character is ultra busted, a lot of times it'll trump how hype or not hype the character is. Like, STR Cooler, like, Cooler is definitely, like, a popular, like, he's a really swaggy villain. But STR Cooler he was so good. Ginyu. Guys, me and Goresh were streaming Elden Ring, right? Because I was right when Elden Ring had came out, when Captain Ginyu's Dokkan Fest was teased in the news. It was a crazy night, because Captain Ginyu's Dokkan Fest was teased in the news, and they tweeted out EZA LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta for the EX part of the 7th anniversary. And the chat, everyone was saying, thank God it's Ginyu, easy skip on Global. Like, because, remember, that would be the Dokkan Fest right before the 7th anniversary, which ended up being true. But if you fast forward to June of 2022, everyone wanted to summon for the Ginyu Force, and I saw so many people summoning for them. Is it because it was Captain Ginyu? No. It's because the Ginyu Force was busted as hell. That's why people were summoning. So, at the end of the day, with these very unhyped characters, Videl is another good example. You just make them dog shit busted. Maybe I shouldn't use the word dog shit, but like, you know, just obscenely OP. And a lot of people are going to not care who the character is, right? It's going to happen. We could see it in reverse, too. Look at LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and EGL Vegito Blue, right? Where they're terrible. But, like, they're just, you know, propped up, and people talk about them because it's Vegito Blue and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Like that's kind of like the reverse of what I'm talking about. But I do think that if Broly was made to be like, oh my god, like, he's above Beast Gohan. I'm going to tell you all this. If they're going to have the balls to make Broly the best unit in the game, I'm 100% on board. 100%. They're going to make him better than Beast Gohan? Yeah, do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Screw it, dude. Bio Broly, best unit in the game. I'm fine with that. Let me know if you guys would be okay with that. That would be hilarious. Dude, I'm sorry. That would be the funniest shit in the world. I would love it so much. Best unit in the game, Bio Broly. Oh my god. Dokkan would never have a bigger W than that ever. That would be so crazy. That would be so crazy. I don't think he's coming as a Dokkan Fest, but that would be crazy. The main... Oh, did I mention it earlier? This has definitely turned into a rambling video. But the main reason I think this is here is more to explain their EZA. And then I think maybe we might get some events towards it. Maybe we'll get a Broly red zone. Like fake... directly focused on DBZ Broly. Like, maybe something like that. So, let me know what you guys think about the possibility of Bio Broly coming in part 2. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's one of those things where there's no proof in any direction. To be fair, you could say, I think it's going to be double superclass for part 2. You could say, I think Bio Broly is going to be an LR for part 2. You could say, I think DBZ the movie 10 Broly will be for part 2. All we know for sure is that the full theme is Broly featured in the movies. So, we'll see how it's going to work. Bio Broly definitely does need a lot more love. I do think every movie boss character should get a Dokkan Fest, but I'm just not certain about getting a Dokkan Fest LR. That's the only thing. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think.